Hey, Teethen here at etrailer. Today we're taking a look at showing you how to install these P Wag all-square snow tire chains with the cam tensioners on a 2023 Chevrolet Suburban. These will be on tire size 265, 65, 18. Make sure you double check the fit guide at etrailer so that you get the right chains for your tire. These chains are pretty aggressive. You're really only going to use these in some pretty intense weather situations, moderate to heavy snow or some ice, things like that, because of the links that we'll get into just a little bit. But we do have these on our rear axle. Make sure you double check your owner's manual so that you know which side or which axle of your car to put the chains on in your case. These chains have a ladder pattern style design, which basically means that the links and the chains go straight across your tire. It's going to be really helpful for starting and stopping and getting that traction. Not going to be as helpful for turns, and they're pretty high profile, so you're definitely going to feel them while you're driving. But if you're getting chains this aggressive, that's probably not going to be something that's going to bother you, and we really only recommend driving up to 30 miles an hour with these on anyway. The chains are square links, like I mentioned before, and those are going to help get you that bite into that snow and ice that we talked about. Also, you can see the grooves on the chains are going to help, again, getting that traction in those conditions. They're made of a manganese nickel alloy, so they're going to be durable and they're going to be corrosion, weather, and rust resistant compared to something like a low carbon steel chain. On the front, you can see those cams that we mentioned a little bit earlier. There are 3 of them that you'll just tighten down to get the tension into the chains. The chains come 2 to a set in this pretty lightweight canvas style bag. It's definitely not the best bag choice for these chains. They are pretty big and there are a lot of points on them that end up digging into this bag and causing hole problems, things like that. So we recommend if you get these chains, pick up something like a plastic tote to keep them in, something that's going to keep the chains a little bit more secure and keep the weather out. Overall, the installation of these chains is pretty straightforward. You will have to get under and around your tire to get them on, so we always recommend practicing it in your garage or trying them out beforehand before you find yourself stranded on the side of the road trying to figure it out. You can check out how we did it here right now. First thing we like to do is lay our chains out flat, making sure that nothing is caught up or twisted or tangled. In the case of these chains, we want to make sure that these cams are on the side facing us because we'll have to tighten those later. We want to make sure that the chains are facing the right way. To do that, we like to look at these hoops at the end of each set of chains, making sure that this flat side is the side that's going to be making contact with the tread of our tires, not these hooks on the other side. Once we have everything centered up as best we can, we'll start by grabbing a couple of these links towards the back where they connect and draping the chains over our tires, doing the best we can to make sure that the chains are spread out evenly front to back and side to side. That'll make it easier to make our first connection on the back. We use this hook and fit it into one of these loose links on the other side. We'll go for the second one in our case because we do have those cam tensioners in the front, but we can come back and adjust that if we need to. After we make our connection on the back, we can do the same for the connection on the front. Again, just fitting the hook into the loose link on the other side. Now they're all on, we can grab this tool that is provided to get into the cams, and we'll turn them counterclockwise to tighten them up. You might not need all 3. We'll see if we do in our case. So that's 2. We'll go for the third one. Probably a little bit too tight, so we'll stick with 2. These chains do have the cam tensioners that we just used. That's the only way to get tension into the chains, and as you drive, things tend to shift around. So we recommend picking up one of these rubber tensioners. It's going to keep everything from shifting and sliding around. You'll put it on similar to how you would put a tire on or take it off, just following a star pattern and making sure that the hooks are facing out. Again, just so that when the chains shift around while you're driving, turning, bumping over things, they'll stay in place. Once you have the tensioner on, make sure you get the chains on your passenger side tire as well. Recommend rolling forward or backwards just a few times to make sure that everything stays in place and then you're ready to go. Overall, like I mentioned, these chains are pretty aggressive. They're probably one of the most aggressive on-road chains that you'll be able to get, and they're going to be really useful for those moderate to severe weather conditions, heavier snow and ice. If you're looking for something that gets you similar traction but might not be quite as high profile, you could check out something with a twist link chain that's going to get you that bite without the square link design that's going to be a little bit bumpier. But for the sake of the heavier snow and ice conditions that I talked about, these are a really good option. This was just a look at the P Wag all square snow tire chains with the built-in cam tensioners on our 2023 Chevrolet Suburban.